This is where the fun begins.
Get ready for raw, unfiltered Razorback talk. Nobody knows what they'll say next. It's time to go inside the hog pen with Razorback Zach, Marcus MC Carlton, and Sarah Swish Vogel.
Let me talk to you.
Oh, it's another Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's a special start time of 6 p.m. on your radio dials and on your podcast everywhere. What's up, everybody? I'm Razorback Zach, your host here in the Central Arkansas Pen from the NEA and the NWA from both corners of the natural state. We've got Marcus MC Carlton, and at the bottom of your screen, we've got Sarah Swish Vogel. What's up, gang?
What's up?
Well,
we got anything to talk about tonight?
No, I don't think so.
there was
It's been kind of a slow week, you know.
Wait. There was something. There was something. Something happened that I wanted to talk about on the show.
Lord have mercy.
It'll come to me later in the show. I think so.
I think Sarah and Daddy Diggs are leaving to go somewhere together, right?
Oh, shots fired already, and we're not even 3 seconds into the show. Hello. All right. Leave us a review. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Give us 5 stars. Give us 4, 3, 2, 1 stars. I don't care. Just as long as you say something positive and recommend us. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and follow too, by the way. And of course,
or if you want to bring the smoke to me, bring the smoke.
We want it all.
I've had it coming at me from all directions. So, you know, it is what it is.
All of our podcasts are available on all major outlets. Amazon, Spotify,
iHeart,
everything. We're out there. So if you missed
Apple.
the live show and you want to get involved, you want to check out and see what we were talking about this week, go ahead and like, share, subscribe to any podcast platform. I go to this booth inside the hog pen on there. Now, I need to say this before we jump into tonight's show. We are aware, and this is a serious thing here, we are aware of the rumors and the speculation that is going out there on the Twitterverse and out there amongst Razorback Nation. We at ITHP, we lean more on the facts than we do of rumors and hearsay and sources say that this happened. Or, you know, the guy behind the Pizza Hut, as Loki would say. So we are going to refrain from talking about the personal lives and any of the rumors that have occurred over the past 7 days, but we are going to address Devo Davis leaving the basketball team. And we ask that you guys respect that in the same. And we wish him all the best, because he has left, and we do wish him all the best. That being said, the issues are getting better, barely, but they're still there. From Saturday, Arkansas falls short of Kentucky 63-57 in a valiant effort with College game day on the Hill. What do we think, guys?
Go ahead, Sarah.
I didn't even watch the game.
I watched the first 5 minutes.
Full confession, I watched the first half.
That should say enough, though, because I love sports.
Yeah, I tuned in.
I love basketball. For me not to watch, that took a lot.
Yeah.
But I did watch, I went back and watched a recording of it afterwards. And I will say, the guys look like they showed some effort. Mm-hmm. But they show some effort every time there's media attention to the game. So,
but it wasn't enough effort.
Is it ever enough?
I mean,
if you don't win, it's not enough.
Well,
not giving enough.
Okay, but the silver lining, if you want to look at it, okay, they showed more effort than they have
the
past couple of games
since the Duke game. I'll go that far.
But Sarah's right. I'm starting to believe that when the lights, proverbially speaking, hey, that's a big word for me, by the way. When the lights come on, they actually show out. But there's still way too many egos on this team. Still.
Well, and there are still major issues. I'll start positive. I'll go good news first. I thought the effort on defense was a lot better, specifically defensive rebounding. That was the best defensive rebound. Now I just watched the first half. I kind of fast forwarded through the second half and just kind of skimmed my way through it so I could say that I looked at it. Defensive rebounding was much better. I would go so far as to say that if we had this kind of defensive effort, we wouldn't be sitting at 1-6 in the conference. We'd probably be sitting at about 3-3. I
say 2-4, but
okay.
I mean, we don't know what this could have. We don't what it could have should at this point.
Well, and what I hate is, from what I saw, Mekhi Mitchell played well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did.
Where's that been all season?
That's
is
my
that
thing.
Part of what's going on is that, sometimes people just have good games. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not dogging him for having a good game.
Well, Sarah, let me ask you this, because you actually played college ball too. There are nights, and basketball in and of itself is mostly all mental. If your head's not where it needs to be, if it's off somewhere else worrying about something else, you're not going to do well, right? So, I mean, a different player could get hot any given night.
Pretty much. It's a game. We always called it a game of runs.
Yes,
and you don't know who's going to make the run or which team's going to make the run, but you're eventually going to get a run. Whether it's me hitting all the shots or my teammate hitting the shots, someone's going to have a run.
Well, and I just think Saturday there, and we've talked about this all season, outside of the Purdue exhibition game, maybe the games in the Bahamas where Tremont Mark just went nuts, and the Duke game. To me, there's no true leadership on this team on the floor. And what I mean, I don't mean like point guard leadership. What I mean by leadership is when Arkansas is on one of those 3.5 minute dry spells, there is not one guy that you can give the ball to and say, give me a bucket or give me free throws. I got to have something. And Mark is the closest player we've got to that.
That's what I was about to say. The only person that's even been close has been Mark.
Mm-hmm. He's the closest one to it. And as good as he has been at times, he can get kind of streaky.
And he gets frustrated real quick.
Yes. And that you were right here in my head, because that was the next sentence I had coming. And it's just, there's not, like Mason Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
When Mason was there, if we got in a possession where we had to have a bucket, Mason was going to get it. And
I think of it as JD Note.
JD Note.
Note was the one I was going to go with.
I would put Moses Moody, the 1 year he was there, I would put him in that category too.
Yep.
Last year may have been AB. Maybe. I mean, AB was probably him, or Council would have been the one I would have went to last year. One of those two guys, depending on it depended on the game. Sometimes it was AB, sometimes it was Council. But there's not that one guy that you can say consistently he's going to get the bucket and stop the bleeding. And that's the biggest problem with this team right now, is because I say it's all ego, because that's what it looks like. And y'all know me. I call it like I see it.
Right.
And there's
it's not just ego, it's also a lack of wanting to. Because, like, for me, so we always played stop, score, stop. A run doesn't start unless you get a stop.
Absolutely.
Right.
If you're in that 3-minute dry spell where that team's, putting 20 on your head, you got to have the heart to go out there and get a damn stop.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have that. That's not happened.
Yeah.
No one has the grit, the toughness, the heart to get on the floor, get the ball, and then get the stop, and then get a bucket.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah. Let's jump over to the Hawg Wildlife fan feedback. It's
it's blowing up.
It is popping up. Chris Faraci says, well, this should be interesting. Isn't it always, though?
I mean,
it's Hawg sports. It's going to be interesting.
Isn't
Yeah.
it
He'd
always
just be
interesting,
normal.
I mean, is this not the week that just completely entails Hawg gonna hog?
Mhm.
Yeah. We got royalty in the house, MC. Mama Linda and Casey both are here tonight.
Awesome.
I have to apologize to Casey because I told her I would get the toilet flushing sound uploaded. That did not happen. There was other
Technical
big stories.
difficulties.
There was other big stories that we
Yeah.
were trying to work out. But I apologize. We're gonna get. Hey, I just had an idea. We can have a like a royalty, like British royalty sound effect when we see them in the comments. You know.
That'll work. I like that.
Kevin Edwards says, "Good to see y'all. Good to see you too, Kevin." Eric Price says, "Triangle offense coming." MC. Can we just take wait? Can we just take a moment and look at his little photo here?
Jail veteran. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
We're all veterans.
Yep.
Yep.
Eric is a fellow NEAer, so
Chris
he's one
Fresh
of
says,
us.
even the Ole Miss fans asking what the hell's going on in Fayetteville.
I mean,
Oh man,
anybody that has seen our program over the last, I mean, I have a real good friend of mine that's a Memphis fan. It's not bum, thankfully. But I have another friend.
Nope, I can't.
I have another friend that's a Memphis fan. He's like, dude, what the hell's going on with your program? I'm like,
Literally, I have people from like Florida that I used to play with, like asking me like I have people messaging me on Twitter asking me what's going on.
yeah.
I mean,
don't
I have an LSU buddy of mine. I have an LSU fan going, y'all gonna play basketball this year? So,
No.
Kevin Edwards showing some love, saying good show by some good people. I know
Appreciate
MC and Sarah are great, aren't they?
Yeah, we're the best.
And
Yeah.
then there's me. Jesse Randall Thurman says the guys played with heart and effort against Kentucky. Kentucky was just a better team Saturday.
Team being the key word.
Yes.
I was just
yes.
fixing to say, team being the key word there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my better half's in the house. She is working on some side gig stuff. But what's up, Katie? By the way,
Yeah. Okay, so does she get triggered by that?
Like the coach does.
Yeah.
no, I don't know because she'll always give it back to me. So
Okay. Okay. But I mean, since you did this, we got to talk about this for a minute. How soft do you have to be if BYU is too hard for you?
are we really gonna do this now?
I mean, I'm
not?
just
Why
just
not?
throwing it out there.
Okay,
I mean, we can go talk about Arkansas triangle offenses if you want. You know.
look, man. Hey, here's the thing. All right, if and by the way, I'm gonna eat crow until next year when we play Texas because we crapped the bed and they were in the Final Four.
I mean,
I told y'all this was gonna happen. But
Yeah.
but here's the thing about the Horns that why? It's not a big deal. And I don't see Greg Sankey coming out and going, it's gonna be a penalty and it's the SEC.
what's going to happen the first time that Texas plays a night game in Baton Rouge, and they try to tell 90,000 drunk Cajuns, hey, you can't do this.
They're gonna really.
That's like Landmark telling us to sit down in the hog pen. It ain't happening.
This is true. Yeah, very
They
true.
can say it all they want, but that's what's going to happen. But we are probably. I bet that's a good idea to do for a podcast, a podcast exclusive.
Yeah.
David Hoslett says, "Good evening, gang. What's up, David?" And there it is. She says, "No, because we are better."
I mean, we just have to take that crap sandwich and take
For
a
now.
bite. because-
For now.
I have to take
No.
one of
It's
it.
almost baseball season. It's almost baseball season. For
Yes,
The
thankfully.
word choice tonight is epic. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea, Chris. You have absolutely no idea because
God.
there are pieces of paper around the studio here where I'm writing down words that I think I can say. And if you've seen the new Ghostbusters movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Lord have mercy.
okay, so coming up next is Missouri tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network. And here's the thing: they're 8-12. They're the worst team in the SEC minus us.
Winless in the SEC.
But here's the glaring.
Till they play us tonight.
Till tonight, yeah.
But here's the glaring thing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Here's the glaring thing though. They're a 5.5 point favorite against us.
Mhm.
What?
It depends. For me, it depends if Brazil plays too.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
That's not official. That's just from what I've. I mean, he didn't
'Cause
practice
honestly,
Monday.
that might. So for me, if he would have played, I feel like Missouri would have played harder. With him not playing, I don't feel like they'll play as hard.
I fully expect Connor Vanover to go for like
Bro, if he goes off on us, I'm gonna
17 and 10 tonight.
If he goes off on us, I may hide under a rock.
Well, we just need to have somebody go pull his hair out because he's like Samson, and I think his strength is in his hair.
Chris, send it to the ITHP message inbox. We have to see it.
Oh yeah, we got to see it. I mean, this is going to be a pillow fight tonight.
I hate to be that fan. Because here's the thing, MC. Anybody can say anything on Twitter. Anything on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fans ran Nolan off. Or that Sarah needs to leave and take digs with her. So
and when it happens, Twitter's gonna be real mad.
I hate to be that fan because God forbid if we criticize the team, you're not a real fan.
Yeah. You're the problem.
But there's also a difference between criticizing and harassment. And talking
100%.
to your child is harassment.
100%. We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. That's coming later.
I don't care.
There's a line. There's a line. There's a line you don't cross. That's it.
And I wish personal lives were, across the line, but apparently people think they're on this side of the
line. They are. Saturday, let me get this other banner up here. Saturday is at LSU 11-9. They are at 11 a.m. on Saturday, ESPN 2.
That's a horrible time.
So,
I won't even be awake.
There's that. But we've got a lot to talk about. We got to step away for a minute. On the other side of the break, we'll jump into some more crap here inside the Hog Pen. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this. All right, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Razorback Zach, Marcus MC, Carlton, and Sarah Swish Vogel hanging out with you on a Wednesday night. Thank you to everybody tuning in tonight. All right, so continuing our discussion amongst the basketball team, I just don't see us getting any better. I don't think I'm going to say that. I hope we don't get blown out. But it would not, at this point in the season, it would not surprise me.
We cannot lose tonight. We cannot give these snaggletooth meth heads their first SEC win. It can't happen tonight.
And Connor Vanover cannot go off on us?
That's the thing. And I mean, that would be the most Arkansas thing ever.
Who's going to freaking stop him?
I hope Mekhi Mitchell or Jalen Graham or even Denaje Harris pull his butt off the bench and make him play.
The claw.
All right, Jim Carrey.
Been unimpressed lately.
Well, I mean, who have we been impressed by? What is it going to take to get Layden Blocker some meaningful minutes? I mean, I don't understand this. You've tried literally everybody else on the bench except Bayfall and the walk-ons, and I'm about ready to the point of putting Bayfall, K. Barbagast, the other walk-on whose name I can't remember, and
it's Lawson Blake.
Lawson Blake, thank you. And then
Blocker,
and Joey P. Put those 5 out there and lose with guys
Starting,
that potentially have
watch that be the starting 5 tonight. I will laugh.
Dude, if that's a starting 5, then hey, I say roll with it. At least let those dudes show me they have some heart, because everybody else has shown me that they might have it, they might not.
This for the first time since I have watched Arkansas basketball, and it's been
starting this year.
Well, no, I've watched it since Nolan's second to last year, as far back as I can remember.
Oh, you missed the good stuff.
Well, I was a kid then.
I know.
I remember. I do remember the '94 game. I do remember that because I know exactly where I was when Thurman hit that shot.
I don't.
But this is the first team I have seen, even through the Pelfrey era, that the 5 do not care. They don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never seen a team literally not.
Prove me wrong. Somebody watching this show or listening to the show, prove me wrong.
Bring the receipts with you.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody prove me wrong.
The only person that looks like they want to be out there is honestly Blocker when he gets in. Because that man, he hustles.
Yeah.
We were down like 21 game and he was actually working his butt off.
I mean,
the instant he comes into the game, within the first 2 minutes, he makes a hustle play of some kind.
He literally made that one play. Crap, was that A&M?
A&M
on the baseline.
Yes,
and he's the reason we got the ball back.
Yes,
to win the game.
Yes,
that's the problem. Okay, we have. This is the least must team I have seen in his time here at Arkansas.
But it was bound to happen. You can't continuously bring in 8 to 9 starters.
Whoa! Timeout. Hold up. We got a brand new fan at Inside the Hog Pen. A buddy of ours, Merle's in the house. What is going on? Wow.
Well,
my friends show up, you know.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Well, finally. What took you so long, Merle? Lord. And of course, Jenna's in the house too.
Jenna's right though. She said she feels like Mark wants to be there. I feel like he wants to be there until he misses 3 shots in a row and then he shuts down and sits on the bench.
But at the same time, I don't see heart. I don't see passion. I don't see the want to win a title here at Arkansas with this team. I don't.
Well, I had someone ask me this question. Do we think so they worked their butts off all summer, played summer ball, all this stuff. Do we think their love for basketball has diminished because of coaching or teammates to where now that we're into season, they don't love basketball anymore?
That's a good question because I didn't play college ball. I played in high school, but I lived it. We played year round. I mean,
I eat, breathe, sleep basketball until I went to college.
And that's like me with football.
So I could see that being the case, especially when you do the pickup games in the summer, you put in all the work,
all the NBA days,
all the NBA days. You have so much success in the exhibition game against Purdue. Things kind of do this, and then you hit the Duke game, and you beat Duke at home. But then things start going south. You start losing. You still feel like you're working hard, but you're losing. I mean, the thought enters your head is like, what am I doing this to myself for? Why am I doing this?
But at the same time, you would think that Muss would have these guys honed in and focused.
I think Muss has them focused, but something is.
Merle agrees. Merle, he says we've got too many guys who are used to being the guy.
And you see it on the court sometimes where they'll be like huddled up and one person's talking and the other guy's like, no, hush, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to be that person. And that's the thing is Muss did a great job of getting the best player from Louisville, the best player from Memphis, the best player from this school.
I'll be 100%.
The best player of every team. It's not going to work.
I will be 100% honest here. I think Muss missed in the portal this year.
I think so too. And there's layers to this, okay? and I've talked about this on the show. I've talked about it. I have beat this horse to death on Twitter. I think a majority of the problem with whiffing in the portal goes back to his assistants. And I'm not talking about Keith Smart. I'm talking about after Keith Smart, who do you have on that staff that has the experience of Gus Argenal or Clay Mosier who left? Okay. You replace those two guys with, and I mean, no disrespect to Ronnie Brewer Jr., but not that anybody knows of anyway. I don't mean to disrespect Ronnie Brewer Jr. He may be a great basketball mind, but he does not have the experience sitting on that bench as a top assistant. And the same goes for Little Muss.
I think the thing is, I honestly think they hit in the portal. I think they did a good job in the portal finding good players. But those players' attitudes did not come out till they got here and were put up against equally or better players.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like Jesse said, when Ellis was at Louisville, he's the best player. His attitude never came out because no one else was competing against him, taking his time, taking his spot. Now that he's having to compete, those attitudes are deer in headlights. It's out. It's ready to go.
Yeah, they all know how to play one role, and that role is being the guy. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to. They all want to be Michael Jordan. Nobody wants to be Scottie Pippen, or nobody wants to be Dennis Rodman. You know, and you've got to have those pieces. Then the guys have to know. You know, to quote The Rock, you have to know your role and shut your mouth and go do what you're supposed to do.
That's exactly. I was the second to last, or the second best person on my basketball team. But there was a time where late in the game, my butt was on the bench. And you want to know why? I sucked at defense. I was god-awful. And you want to know what? My sophomore year, I sat the bench the whole game except for the last 3 seconds. And guess where I stood? In the corner, like Joey Pinion did his freshman year. That was my job. Stand in the corner, catch the ball, and shoot it.
No.
Yeah.
And I was fine with it.
Brad, we put it out this morning, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. I'm Air Force.
So I got a comment here. I've been backed up to. I want to go hit on real quick.
All right.
And if y'all said this and I missed it, then I'm
no. I was actually going to hit that one next.
Okay. All right. So Jesse Randall Thurman says some quote unquote fans have lost sight of the line this year. It started in football and has gotten exponentially worse during basketball season. Hopefully they run out of energy soon. Baseball's coming up, and I'm ready to see what Diggs and company can do. We desperately need baseball because we need something to pull us out of this funk. But we're in this vicious cycle right now of being excited for football. Football goes to crap. It's like, all right, save us, Muss. You know, basketball started out decent. And then from after the Duke game on, it's just been a plane crash. I mean, it's just been awful.
I have to disagree with you, MC, and I'm going to disagree with part of what you said.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if we could win a national title in baseball this year. These fans, the certain ones that Jesse and you were referring to, will bitch about anything.
We have the worst fans in the SEC, honestly, and probably all of America.
So Clay Travis said this. I don't remember how far back it was. It's been several years ago now, because this was before he got into politics and was mainly just a sports guy. He said on national TV on one Saturday morning, one college football Saturday morning, that the dumbest fan base in all of college sports belonged to Arkansas. At the time, it pissed me off. Looking back at it now, I don't know that he was wrong.
I have people that are like, "Oh, I want to follow you on Twitter," and I'm like, "Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't join it.
Enter at your own risk." I mean,
one, because you work with me and I don't need you to see what I say, but two,
that's true.
Once you're on Twitter, you don't get out.
Jenna says, I think there is some serious tension in the locker room for whatever reason. And this team has never been a cohesive unit. I don't think it's coaching. I think it's the guys. She had to put it there. But I 100% agree with it.
I will say I'm not going to not place blame on the coaches, but at some point you get to a point in coaching where you cannot control.
Right. The players have to execute.
I want to say stupidity, because honestly, just man up, play your role, and win a national title. But that's what it is. They can't control everything.
So I'm gonna put this up here, and this is where that important message at the beginning of the show comes into play. We're gonna talk about the facts surrounding Devo. We are not going to slander. We are not going to speculate on any rumor. Devo Davis has left the team. We wish him the best of luck. However, the way he did it is the issue that I have with him. You do it before the biggest conference home game in the season so far, and you do it with college game day on campus. Now, hold on. He didn't do it before UNC Greensboro. He didn't do it before, a non-conference game or a lesser opponent. He did it before one of the biggest games of the season. My issue with that, why didn't you do it during the week on like an off day or something?
We also keep saying but we don't know if he left or was dismissed.
All we have to go off is
the press release. Devo Davis has left,
according to the release, he stepped away. So that's, I know. I have been in media and PR. I understand how these things work sometimes.
They do. And again, folks, listen to me. All right. I'm taking off the Razorback Zach thing, and I'm talking to you as Zach Kerr right now. We don't know the reason. Okay. As somebody who battles mental health on a daily basis, I can tell you if it's mental health and it's real, we all need to step behind him and support him because it's a real deal. I battle it every single day. Don't believe me? Ask Katie. Don't believe me? Ask MC. Okay?
I will say, the one thing I'll say about the rumors, stop reading them, stop believing them, and stop saying y'all have sources if any of y'all from Twitter are in here. Please, for heaven's sakes.
That being said, the way he left and the way the team and the organization, I'll call it, went about it was way wrong. Jay Billis said on game day that Devo Davis went AWOL.
And I'll say this. I'm not a Jay Billis fan, but Billis has been doing this long enough. He's not just going to make crap up out of thin air. So if he got bad info, that's one thing. But he's going to have, I hate to use the word source, but he's going to have someone he trusts giving him info. So
right, I'm going to put this up here. Sorry, Sarah, you might disappear for a second.
Okay, that's where I was headed to.
Jesse Randall Thurman. This guy's hitting on all cylinders tonight. By the way, he's a great fan. Great dude. I wish we could meet him one day like we did Casey and Mama Linda a few weeks back. Are we sure he left right before the Kentucky game, or did the university just wait until right before the game to announce it? My opinion is he was no longer with the team shortly after Ole Miss, but the university dragged their feet announcing it.
That's a fair statement because
a fair statement.
He was put at the end of the bench during the Ole Miss game. And
so was Brazil, wasn't he?
Yeah, they were both put down there. Now, I know that Devo had he did a weekly radio appearance on a station in Little Rock. He did his weekly radio appearance after the Ole Miss game. Did not give any indication that there was any kind of issues or anything, but why would he do it there? He's not going to do it there. He played the angle of, hey, everything is well. I was just trying to, when coach put me on the bench, I just tried to do whatever I could to help my teammates out.
The standard PR answer.
It's your standard PR answer that you want your senior captain to say.
He was in practice on Friday. I know that for a fact. So that's all I'm going to say from what I know.
Right.
He was in practice the Friday before Kentucky.
You are up there. So we will take your word. Merle says we forget as fans that a lot of things are none of our business.
That pretty much describes all of Twitter right now.
All of it.
Do we need to say anything more after that? I
just for the sake of the team, I hate that took a lot of the spotlight that night.
Oh, 100%.
And especially if it happened that morning, the night before, those people on the team, it hurt. No matter what, even if they don't really like each other, that's their teammate. Losing a teammate for whatever reason hurts. So their focus was immediately shifted to, hey, everybody knows we don't have him. That's what they're worried about.
Yeah, I wanted to jump to Brad Staten because these are coming in really fast and they're scrolling faster than I can keep up with them. But Brad Staten says, I love Devo his first 3 years. He has changed this year. He's been an angry Devo this year. I would agree with that. You know, we've seen some plays from Devo where you're looking at him like, dude, what the hell?
A lot of technicals.
A lot of technicals
from the whole team. I'm not even going to just
yeah.
say
I mean, I don't want to single him out on
team.
that. We've had a lot of knucklehead technicals this year. And I don't know what the deal is. So, you know,
do I put it up there or do I let it go?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
All right, to hell with it.
To
hell with it. Now we're gonna take it down. All right, so
he's already been triggered today, so you know
multiple times.
We're not gonna call anybody out.
No.
Everybody's triggered on Twitter right now, including myself.
You know what? I'm going to say this. There's a lot of people on Twitter just need to go get a cold drink and some Midol.
If you tell me to touch grass, I'm going to lose it on you.
You know, I've been in class.
I've been outside. People are telling me to touch grass. They should touch grass.
Here's the problem, though. They didn't specify what grass, so we could smoke some.
I mean, you know what? There may be that may be what a lot of people on Twitter need to do. They just need to touch grass like this and chill out.
I mean, it's been wild out there today.
It is. Mama Linda has posted this a couple of times, so I think she's trying to get our attention. She says, guys, this team has no leader.
Mama has spoken. Yes.
They really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't.
I just and I go back to that. Yes.
You know, the problem is we're not going to see one. Okay, not now. I don't think. I mean, this, and I hate to say it, but this basketball team's falling apart.
Well, and I'll go so far as to say this: to me personally, Muss looks like he's checked out. Like he's. I kind of feel
Mama
like
Bear. When you got Mama Bear barking at people on Twitter,
that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, I feel like he's checked out.
I'm going to throw you guys a curveball, and we are going to talk baseball.
I'm down.
Thankfully,
we are going to talk baseball. Merle has come in with a hot take and says Hagen Smith no hits LSU this year.
Woo! I'm here for it.
I'll take it.
Let's add a Brady Tiger there too.
I'll take it.
And let's not forget about the kid that transferred, the lefty that transferred in from Texas Tech.
Faraday?
No,
because Faraday looked real good during the.
I want to say his name's Molina. I'll have to look him up. Let me look him up.
There's a Molina. I didn't see him though. I didn't make it to that scrimmage.
You know,
left-handed.
Trevor has a good point. They showed some home run videos.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something specific about those videos that Sarah would like to mention.
Which also, for those of you in the comments, if you don't like it, plug your ears because it ain't stopping.
Yeah.
It back the baseball official Twitter. Safe to say that, here's the thing. All right,
they even changed our signs to say "mommy" for Mother's Day. They love it.
Here's the thing, and I will. This will be a hill that I'm dying on. As long as he keeps playing as well as he's playing, you can call him daddy. You can call him anything you want to. You can call him a bad. Just don't, anything, but you call him whatever you want.
I have a funny story. So I was working the other day. Me and the guy came in. He's a freshman. We're talking baseball, and he literally just looks dead at me and he goes, "I know who you are." His mom and dad whip out their phone and take a picture of me to send to daddy. And then the dad goes, "Yeah, I follow you on Twitter." And I'm like,
that's not cringe at all.
And everybody at my job's like,
so there's still a lot of people.
Sorry if my boss is watching.
By the way, we between MC and I, we're working to try to get to everybody's comments. So if we miss it, we apologize. But Jenna, I want to pull this up because something happened to me today, kind of similar. Nothing triggers me. I had a 4-year-old call me Miss Stupid and flip me the double bird on the playground because I made him get off the trike. I just smiled and waved and said, "Go away, bye." Okay. Sidebar. squirrel moment. So I'm driving home from work today about 3:30 on Interstate 30 out here. And this dude cuts me off on the on-ramp and then brake checks me. Well, then he gets up beside my car and just starts screaming, F you, and all these obscenities. I don't know what came over me. I rolled my window down and went and spat off. This dude lost his mind. And I'm talking, he kept looking back as he was driving, almost rear-ending the car in front of him. It was hilarious. Oh my God. It was so great. It's funny as hell.
All right. So Merle's helping me out here. Mason Molina.
Yeah.
He's the left-handed pitcher. He's the left-handed pitcher. He was a starter at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And he's come in and so they expect him to do big things.
I read that one.
Sorry, MC. I kind of overtook that for a minute.
That's okay. It's okay.
I might need to buy a trademark for Daddy Diggs at this point.
I mean, you might want to,
Merle says, telling us not to do anything will never work.
Yeah,
it just makes it worse,
yeah.
Especially if you're Merle.
Right?
That's gas on the fire. So there was another one I wanted to look at.
I don't drive a Hyundai Tucson
anymore.
I've never driven a Hyundai.
So, okay, I have to throw this up there.
All right.
D-Mad and I have had an offline discussion, and he has convinced
Thanks for the
me.
invite.
Well, it just kind of sporadically happened. But I wanted to get y'all's
brotherly love here.
I want to get y'all's take on it. So, as much as it's going to pain us, we need to go back to the regional of last year, TCU.
No.
D-Mad has a theory.
Okay.
TCU was stealing our signs.
I think they also stole our heart because that weather sucked.
He has convinced me. You know me. If you follow me on Twitter, you know me. I tighten the tinfoil on my head from time to time.
We may need, once it gets closer to baseball, we need to probably get, if he's available, we need to get him on.
Yeah, we may have to pull him in for this one because he had a very convincing argument, which I'm not going to go into the details of it. I'll leave that for him. Okay. But think back to that game or those games in the regional. Think about how everything went in those games. Our pitching went in those games compared to other games the rest of the season.
Did you notice? It's starting to make sense now because did you notice every time we played TCU, we got blown out.
We also couldn't hit the damn ball.
There's a reason why.
They were either stealing signs or
they stole our bats. They stole our gloves.
We were tipping pitches or something. There was something not on the up and up there. I mean,
you said you wanted to meet Jesse. I might get to meet Jesse.
That came out of left field.
Yeah.
I'm reading comments. Sorry.
Okay.
I did not take my medicine today, guys.
Way to bring the show to a grinding freaking halt.
We need that screeching, cartoon sound like.
We need the squirrel at the hop cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing I got.
So, and D-Mad is, he is, Sarah, let me know if I say this right. He is standing on business here. He is
that a new one that you found? Is that a new statement for you now?
Yes. Now that I know that I'm using it correctly, yes. I'm going ultimate dad mode.
Oh my goodness. Cool. Ultimate dad mode. Hey, we got to step away for a final break. On the other side of the break, we're going to be wrapping things up, getting you all set for Missouri, Arkansas at 7:30 p.m. on the SEC Network. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this. Had to play a little nostalgia.
Yeah, a little
there.
throwback. Yeah.
Little throwback.
Like
Welcome back to the final segment of Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Oh man. Okay, so he's not gonna let this go because he's gonna keep dogging me about it. But Dwight Raleigh is trying not to trigger me. Let's talk about the Chiefs for a second. All right, there we go. I talked about it, Dwight. You happy now? Anyway, moving on. No, baseball's coming up, and MC, dude, you're right. We need to win, and if there's any year to bring it home, it's this one. However, I don't think that's going to be enough for Arkansas fans.
It'll be enough for me.
What's enough for me? Down 3, College World Series championship, digs up to the plate,
and a drop foul.
Slam by Daddy to win the game, and then we're taking shots at Rocco's.
All right.
I will just.
That was my dream last night. So a lot of my dreams.
I will go out on a limb and say this right now. If Dave and the boys get it done, MC will be in town for the parade.
Oh yeah, same here.
I will be in town. I will bring gear, and we will be doing a show from somewhere in Northwest Arkansas.
And I have the perfect sponsor that will help us out to pull that off.
Sadly, I won't be. I'll still be drunk in Omaha.
You'll still be taking the Jello shots.
that might be the record by myself.
that might be interesting. Mama Linda says the same thing. It says, yesterday on Drive Time, Randy and Rick were talking about the Hogs having a 97 to 100 mile an hour pitcher. Merle and
they got more than
Sarah, can y'all confirm this?
It might be, there's Chew, who Merle was talking about. I've heard I saw some heat coming from him during the scrimmage, just from the bullpen. Like, he was out in the bullpen. But there's Faraday. I don't know if he's fast, but he was doing good. I mean, I don't know. We have enough pitchers to where I feel we're okay. But the main ones are Brady, Hagan, and Faraday.
Yeah.
Are the 3 that I've heard are starters.
Yeah.
So
baseball's different. They're not all actually going to start the game, but
right.
So if you had to, would Brady be a starter, or would he be like a Matt Cronin or a Kevin Kopps?
That's tough.
That might be a Merle question because I don't know enough about.
That's tough.
But I know
it's open for discussion. I'm not, I'm not dogging him.
I don't know. I don't know the difference enough to in terms of pitchers is what I was saying. But I think he's a closer. But since surgery, I don't know.
So Dylan says that Gage Wood is our Kopps.
He's looked a lot better.
Gage is going to be the closer. He's good, but to me, he's more of a Cronin than a Kopps. He is that.
Are we going to get a slap and a?
Well, I mean, you'll come if you're going to get that from anybody on the pitching staff. It's going to be Gage Wood. He just seems to me to have that big intensity that Cronin had. I loved Cronin, the fire breathing dragon, man. I love that dude. He was great.
Chris,
I think Tiger moves either to.
Okay. I misworded this. By I didn't mean starter. I meant like captain or.
Oh, okay.
Better starter.
Team captain, leader.
He's the veteran pitcher on the staff.
I'm a basketball player, so starter means your best players, but
it's a little different in baseball.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
He's in the starting rotation.
I think here's what I think.
Rotation.
I think Brady Taggart is better coming out of the bullpen than he is as a starter. And I just think I think he is more, to me, and this is just my feeling on it, because we've seen him do both. I think he is more intimidating when he comes out of the bullpen into a situation because everybody knows the kind of stuff he's got. And he's the guy that, we're talking about, when we were talking about basketball, we were talking about they don't have the one guy that can get the bucket every single time when you need it. If you need a strikeout in, let's say it's top of the 7th inning, they've got bases loaded on you, you bring in Brady Taggart, with one out, Tyggart's probably going to get 2 strikeouts, or he's going to get a strikeout and a pop out. He's going to get you out of he's the big moment dude to me.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Look at Chris here.
Yeah.
Chris is in my head. He's talking about Tyggart. So there we go. I think also it depends on, I think Tyggart started some last year because it was kind of a have-to situation because the whole pitching staff was a mash
that's
unit.
What I was say. He was
The
also
main thing-
kind of hurting in unlimited pitches.
Yes.
So.
The main thing I'm worried about, and we're going to go back a couple of years. We're going to go back to the Cops era, where Cops had to pitch the whole game in, I believe that's
21.
Was it Omaha?
No, we didn't make Omaha that year.
Was that in the regional?
That was the super regional
was the
against
super-
NC State.
We have this grand pitching staff. We've heard it for 2 years now. Okay. I want to see us avoid that situation where you use your strongest arm all game long. But Sarah, if we've got such a deep rotation, we have to see all of them.
Well, okay. Now remember last year,
you won't see, like, we have freshmen who's
obviously.
I think his last name is Hyman. I don't know how to pronounce it.
is that the Korean guy?
No, he's a white guy. He had Tommy John, so he's not been playing.
Okay.
But you could see him later in this. Like, we have so many guys coming back too, where they might just throw midweeks and then ball out next year.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's just
Molina. I'm going to say this right now. Mason Molina from Texas Tech is going to be either your Saturday or your Sunday starter. Hagen's your Friday night guy.
I think depending on the team.
Yeah.
You're going to have, but if you have two, either Saturday or Sunday, he's going to be one of those two. Hagen's your Friday night guy. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
If you follow Hagen up with another lefty on Saturday in Molina, then Sunday could be you could start somebody like a Cody Frank, or see, he's coming back off injury too. You've got him. I believe Willie Mack is still.
You also have Dylan Carter. You have Dylan Carter, Gage Wood, Molina, Faraday, Tyggart, Smith, Wood, Molina.
Is Willie Mack done?
Willie Mack's in the pros.
Okay.
Willie Mack got drafted.
Okay, that's my bad. Too many guys to keep up with. But the staff
they also got deep. 4 catchers competing for a spot.
Watch that.
All are damn good.
I'm telling you, watch the freshman catcher.
Oh, first game's coming up. What?
He's got to beat out Parker Rowland, and that man is a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Parker Rowland. He was so good.
First game is what? A week?
February 16th.
2 weeks?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday series.
Yeah, it's a 4-game series.
If you want to come find me, we'll be in Shiny Hats, front row of the Hog Pen. I'll probably be holding the D.
I was about to ask. Hey, we didn't even mention this dude, Hudson White.
Yeah.
Is he
I don't think he's the freshman. I think he's another one.
We've
got like 4 legit catchers.
It's about time.
Roland and Polk are the two that are really top.
Hudson Polk was the other one.
Yeah.
So I think the one that Hudson White may be the freshman.
Celeste said she still has the daddy signs. I might need to make a road trip, Celeste, and come pick them up.
So, all right, final thoughts as we get out of here tonight. MC, we'll start with you.
Watch this game. Watch this basketball game tonight. It's going to get chippy. It always kind of gets a little bit chippy against Mizzou, but you throw all the crap that's been going on into the mix, plus the fact that Slenderman now starts for Missouri, it's going to get chippy.
And this is, this game tonight too will also be a telltale sign of where this team is mentally.
Yep, very true.
For the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Sarah, what about you?
I don't even know if I'm going to watch the game, to be honest.
There's the team spirit. That's right in line with the rest of the team.
By the way, something I didn't mention at the top of the show. Shout out to me and MC for finally wearing our shirts on the same.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to check. Dylan said that White had a 500% on base percentage. I was trying to see how he hit in the scrimmages. Sorry, I was looking up stats and numbers and got distracted.
You're good.
Because
Shout out.
Hudson White had 40 at-bats and only 9 hits. But Hudson Polk had 34 at-bats and 10 hits.
So Sarah, you're gonna have another fan encounter.
Y'all come find me. We got like stoned hog hats that you will not miss. Merle's got a yellow hat that's stoned. I mean, you're not gonna miss
for the older crowd. That means bedazzled.
Well, maybe a mixture for some people.
Oh, Sarah, Linda's getting on your case.
Yeah, I'm working on it. They screwed up. Anyway, I'm working on it. Fighting with them. But I will be up at the front, or if y'all are early enough and come to the line before the gates open, we're like the second or third tent right at the front of the line.
So we are I'm going to try to plan another ITHP get together where all three of us are under the same roof at the same time.
Spring game.
So it will probably be the spring game and Little Rock baseball game at Dickey Stevens Park, but
and Super Regionals finals in Fayetteville.
Be watching
the National Championship Parade.
Yes, be watching the page for further updates on that. The first one was kind of good. We went to where did we go for that first one before we went to a basketball game?
Diamond Bear.
Yeah.
Diamond Bear. If y'all haven't,
and their root beer is fire.
Awesome. All right. So, in wrapping up, last time I'm going to put this up here before the end of the show. Missouri, 7:30 tonight on the SEC Network at the bottom of the hour on the SEC Network. It'll probably end up being on ESPNU. I don't know.
We're going to start on ESPN News. You know we are.
We'll start on ESPNU News, and then we'll go to the U, and then eventually we'll end up on the SEC Network. But, man, I just baseball can't get here fast enough. That's all I'm going to say, because it's a tough stretch.
Agreed.
So, for Marcus MC Carlton and Sarah Swishvogel, I'm Razorback Zach. You have been watching an all-new episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.